we too also concluded with the business summit. The government concluded with the business summit. The master of ceremonies was asking whether, I don't know whether he hinted at this, whether the government is thinking of something for women separately in entrepreneurship. No, yes, this is something which I think all of us need to work on, because I think statistics show otherwise. That yes, women have are yet to reach those heights, maybe in business entrepreneurship. Yes, you have some stalwarts in the industry, but most of it we still realize it's predominated by, or it's dominated by the men. But having said that, actually, I feel it's just that one needs to have that business sense or the knack for, to do business. I don't have. So I don't have. I just take everybody straight in the words that they say, and that will not work in business. You have to be, I'm not saying devious or something, but that strategy is very important. So anybody who's good in it, that's why I find lot of such micro entrepreneurship. What the government does, this government does, is also believes in inclusion. So no person is left behind. So when you work on a theme like inclusion, there is a dedicated focus by the government on self-help groups, because then you look at a huge number. There's a focus on micro enterprises, micro, medium, or small enterprises. Then you have people working maybe out of their homes, out of very small spaces, but yes, they are working, and they're all coming together for a particular product, which the product that we see, but we do not see the hands and the minds behind and the numbers behind. This inclusion is something which West Bengal has done very well, for which we are the second highest in MSMEs in the country. Not only that, MSMEs or women self-help groups is something that we are the highest in the country. And the women in muslin or women in textiles, the entrepreneurship, this is when the government promotes it, is the highest. So in that particular textile, the muslin work, you have only women in huge numbers, which is the highest in the country. So it is something that you excel. Well, you look at the tea gardens, those nimble fingers, it is the women. I think most of the time, even in the pictures that you show, you would showcase the woman, with the huge basket behind her. It's that nimble fingers, or young woman with nimble fingers. So it is important. We are contributing in a big way. And yes, of course, when we did discuss during the summit, we found lots of educational initiatives in which there were many women with various projects. So it is no, I think we as a whole believe in mainstreaming. We know there's no gender discrimination kind of. It's only when you want to evaluate figures to look at the gender gap, that's when you need to highlight all this. But believe me, from where we are, from the opportunities that all of us get, from the access that all of us here in the urban scenario that we get, we should not really be talking about discrimination. But again, as we said, then you wouldn't even have needed the women's reservation bill. But you need, because you never start on a level playing field. We wouldn't have done this if that boy and the girl, the children in the family, were given the same kind of food, the same kind of access to education, etc., etc. If everything was similar, then we would not have needed this reservation bill. You really need to reserve. That's why as a proponent of the bill, because the opportunities are unequal, the discrimination starts from as small as that age. And I am not saying anything about any language as that matter, but you will see that the boy may be going to an English medium school. I'm not prioritizing or highlighting any particular language, but this is the mindset. You may find the boy going to an English medium school while the girl is being sent to a vernacular school. There's nothing wrong in that. But then only, that difference starts. You will find that the girl, the setups, the scenarios that we work with all across the state, you will find that the girl completes some jobs at home, maybe helps her mother, and then goes to the school. but the boy just walks out after having his meal and goes to school. These are things that we need to change amongst ourselves. It's the mindset that we need to change. Female infanticide would be done with. You are not allowed to be born if you are a female. If that is going to be the what we are fighting against, then obviously there is a lot of battle and struggle that we have to do. So we are progressing. All of us are all over the country. So it is basically again ultimately the mindset. Otherwise, you will not have neighbors. Maybe you look across and you find there are about 3-4 girl children and they're continuing because they want a son. Why? So, I do ultrasound. I look at a woman with pregnancy and I do ultrasound of the pregnant woman. I think we've stopped listening to those questions, but there was a time when asked, "Bacha kya gender hai?" So I said that first of all, the law bans you. Secondly, I'm not interested. I don't look at the gender. So I kept telling them that this is not the way you approach. That the woman, your daughter-in-law, is lying out there, and the mother-in-law is asking what gender is the child. So that's where we feel bad. Then again, there were such instances. It's very in medical profession. It comes when maybe the patient is with me alone, is saying, "एबार जोदी छेले होय, अब इस बार अगर लड़का हो तो हमको घर से बाहर नहीं निकालेंगे." Things that we've heard in the past, but we don't hear anymore. So there will be such instances. It's basically our mindset that we need to alter. So if everything comes on a level playing field, who gets the newspaper first at the home? Who gets? Who gets to read it first? You may get it, but you don't get to read it because you will complete certain domestic. It's such a simple question. And we once had this questionnaire. We threw it to the audience and said, sincerely answer, who reads the newspaper first at the home? Nahi, hum to nahi padhte. I need to complete, I have to do this responsibility. We shoulder the responsibility. That's why it's always mother and child, never father and child. That's why it's women and child development department. Do you even hear at man and child development department? No, it's just, it is all that which is undergoing a metamorphosis. And if everything comes all right, then what was your name? Sorry, I missed. Saurav will not come with this question to us. That what women in business. I think women are in aviation. Women are in Navy, Army, everywhere. In mountaineering, in everywhere that they are. I think even here we will get that achievement. Today we very simple things, and we need to discuss this. We cannot keep this in. No. This is only for us to discuss. What is it? Women at one point of time at workplaces were discussing gender parity in vis-a-vis pay. Oh, the man gets, for the same job, he gets more than I get. So there was a pay parity that they used to fight for. Today they are also saying, why don't we get menstrual leave? You cannot keep this as a subject. Oh, the men are there, we cannot be hush hush. We have to have these discussions in the open. It has to be as appropriate and as decent that all of us participate in such discussions. Oh, what is your view on this? Yes, we need to give her that leave during those days of menstruation. She may or may not take it, but it's something you need to accept. So things like that. We can go on and on, but really, thank you for this wonderful program that you are having, and wonderful people, wonderful thoughts, and wonderful enterprise. Obviously, এগিয়ে বাংলা যদি বলে থাকি তো বাংলা তখনই এগোবে পয়েন্টার্সের মাধ্যমে আপনারা যখন এগোবেন তাহলে বাংলা তো এগোবে ভালো থাকুন ধন্যবাদ নমস্কার থ্যাংক ইউ উইশ ইউ আ ওয়ান্ডারফুল ডে টুডে
Thank you so much, ma'am, for very encouraging words.